Bechamel is one of the French mother sauces, meaning it's one of the sauces that you start with to take it into all sorts of other sauces. And what it basically is roux, which is equal parts fat and flour, which I talked about in another video. If you want to see how to make a roux, check out my other video on making roux. And then bechamel, to take it to a bechamel, you add milk or sometimes cream. Traditionally, it was milk that had been steeped with a little bit of onion and clove and then stirred into the roux, but most of the time now, when they say make a bechamel, it's roux and milk. And so I'm going to show you how to do it. Right now, I'm just making a roux, which I did in another video too. And bechamel is a great basis for lots of gratins and vegetable sauces. If you're making macaroni and cheese, like a baked style macaroni and cheese, you'll often end up making a bechamel sauce as well. And you stir in a little bit of Gruyere and Parmesan. You have sauce mornay, which is great on veggies, great on pasta for kids. And it's just a basic and good thing to know. Often you'll season it with salt and pepper and nutmeg. But the basic way to start it is to make a roux. And then to the roux, I've got a roux that's got 2 ounces of fat, in this case butter, and 2 ounces of flour. And to that, I'm adding 1 quart of milk, which is 1/4 gallon. And you slowly stir in the milk. And a lot of recipes will tell you to use hot milk, and that's actually the proper professional way to do it. But it'll work just fine with cold milk as well. What you need to do is make sure you have a good whisk and that you're whisking constantly while you're trying to stir in the milk. Because what the roux does, the flour will thicken the milk and make it into a nice, sort of almost velvety, thick sauce, which just coats everything and makes it delicious. So once you've stirred in the milk, just try and get all of it in. I'm going to start out slow first, and then you can get a little faster toward the end. And then you just want to keep stirring it over sort of medium-low heat until the sauce begins to bubble again and thicken. And it will become this very smooth, delicious-looking sauce. And it'll take a couple minutes for it to thicken, and you want to stand by it the whole time, because if you walk away, you'll end up with scalded milk and a burned smell, and it'll be really gross. And just keep stirring the whole time, and in a few minutes, we're going to have bechamel. Once the milk mixture begins to bubble, that will release the thickening power of the starch in the roux, and the sauce will start to thicken. And you want to be really careful not to totally scald it at this point. You want to stir a lot, and this is the time to season it also. Sprinkle in a little bit of salt. Actually, kind of a lot of salt. Got a lot of bechamel here. And you also season it with just a little bit of nutmeg. I like to use white pepper and cayenne pepper in just small amounts. We're really boiling here. So I got a little white pepper in there and a little bit of cayenne pepper. And you know the sauce is done when it will coat the back of the spoon. You can run your finger across the back of the spoon and there will be a line left. So if I dunk my spoon in and then I can run my finger across the back and you see there's a line that stays there for a minute, that means the sauce is ready. It's the proper consistency. So you want to make sure you remove it from the heat. And then you can stir in cheese, you can stir in other herbs and spices if you want to. You can just use it to coat vegetables. It's great for gratins. I particularly like it for baked pasta dishes, tossing it with some pasta, maybe some vegetables, maybe a little cheese, and throwing it in the oven and doing a quick gratin. It's delicious. And now you know how to make a French mother sauce. And who knew you were such a chef?